TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Litter. Join me later in the sports segment.
In this edition, opposition blames government for inflation. Prime Minister calls on MPs to support ABG aspirations, and Media Awards makes a comeback.
Shadow Minister for Treasury and Deputy Leader of Opposition James Namane is blaming the government for the rise in the prices of goods and services. Namane made these remarks during a panel discussion by members of the opposition and economic experts in Port Moresby on Thursday.
The opposition on Thursday hosted an economic outlook dialogue in Port Moresby with some economic experts discussing about the economic situation the country is going through. Shadow Minister for Treasury and Deputy Opposition Leader James Namane says the economic management of the country is in question and the signs are prevalent, affecting every Papua New Guinean.
We've all seen and witnessed and experienced the decline in the socio-economic indicators, the rise in the prices. We're in a cost of living crisis.
He attributed the devaluation of the kina to the reckless economy management. He claims the devaluation of the kina was planned and was inevitable.
This is all planned. It didn't just happen. It was something that was premeditated. And it had to happen. So this is, how do we solve inflation? From a fiscal policy perspective, the Treasury in government reduces inflation by cutting spending and increasing taxes. So you've got to reduce the amount of government spending. So the budget, historic budget of 27 billion, historic budget of 20 billion, no. You've got to reduce it, apply austerity measures, live within your means. It's a tough decision. It requires temerity, a considered decision.
He further explained that although the kina devaluation makes PNG exports cheaper, we have not invested in agriculture to increase production and export volumes that will improve our trade deficit. The devaluation will increase the cost of imports and directly increase domestic prices. He stressed that the continued price increases in basic goods and services like rice, tin fish, fuel, water, and electricity will raise inflation and make the cost of living crisis worse.
We've missed the mark. There's a big mismatch in economic policy application in the country. And the interventions are very simple. They're very pragmatic. They're very crystal clear. We've talked about them now. Focus on agriculture. So why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we cutting back on spending? Why aren't we being more sensitive about how we're managing the economy by applying a full-time Treasury Minister who understands how the economy is working?
Prime Minister James Marape, who was invited to attend the discussion, did not attend as he received the invitation late. Marape further urged the opposition to raise the issue on the floor of Parliament as it is the right venue to discuss the country's issues. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape will provide a detailed scorecard to Parliament on the 30th of May, detailing his government's achievements over the past 5 years. The report will outline the progress made since his tenure began on May 30, 2019. The report will also discuss future directions for national progress. In the aftermath of Wednesday's Bougainville Joint Supervisory Body meeting, Prime Minister James Marape has called on all members of Parliament to give fair consideration to Bougainville leadership's aspirations for Bougainville, including their quest for peace, development and political independence.
Prime Minister James Marape reiterated this call following a productive dialogue in Port Moresby with Bougainville President Ismail Toroama during the Joint Supervisory Body meeting on Wednesday. During the JSB meeting, discussions focused on how the National Parliament, as the supreme authority under the PNG Constitution, should proceed in making decisions about Bougainville's future.
The national government team has to reconcile what the Constitution requires of us. It is a national duty to follow our constitutional processes and expect to conduct ourselves within the meaning of our national constitution. Firstly and foremostly, Section 2 of our constitution defines our sovereign territory we have today. But secondly, in respect to the Bougainville peace process, the last leg of the Bougainville peace agreement, in as far as our national constitution is concerned, as I said earlier, Section 342, subsection 2 also requires Parliament to make a decision and Parliament to have a handle on this matter.
Marape also thanked the Bougainville leaders for respecting the parliamentary process and acknowledged their request for a moderator to help navigate ongoing discussions.
But the expectations is set, expected nothing less than Parliament affirming what they have decided to referendum. We are also of the view that Parliament has its own ability to decide what is good for both Bougainville and PNG, and we have contested that it is non-binding referendum, but they've said it's a binding referendum. And so with all this, we both agree to disagree in certain areas. Those that we disagree, we said the moderator will have a handle, but other areas we've reached, in my view, I want to be candid that we've reached agreement in most other areas that are subsidiary, more so to make Bougainville function and support them.
Minister for Bougainville Affairs, Manasseh Makiba, will provide an update to Parliament as session resume, detailing the progress and plans for further engagement with Bougainville. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
At least 2 elected members of Parliament from Western Province have called on the government for a better deal and greater benefits for Western ahead of the Octedi Mine Review 2025. Outspoken North Fly MP and Shadow Minister for Mining and Environment, Conservation and Climate Change, James Donald, and Middle Fly MP Maso Hewabi expressed their unified views on the context of Melanesian culture of reciprocity. They further stated that given the extent of the environmental damage caused by Octedi Mine and having been described by experts as one of the worst environmental catastrophes in human history, it is only proper for any sensible government to do the honorable thing by giving greater benefits this time to the entire citizens of Western Province.
The two young and vibrant leaders from Western Province are calling on the government for a greater benefit package for all citizens across Western Province, both direct and indirect benefits, before the Octedi Mine Review. MP for North Fly and Shadow Minister for Mining James Donald says for almost 4 decades, the people of Western Province became the sacrificial lamb for the benefits of the entire country. He further stated that no governments of the past and present have never been empathetic enough to feel the loss and suffering that the people of Western Province had been and still continue to endure up to present for the sake of the country's economic growth and development. In expressing similar views, Middlefly MP Maso Evabi stated that the discharging waste directly into the Octedi River, a tributary of the mighty Fly River, had not only caused permanent environmental catastrophe, but also caused suffering, brought diseases and ailments for the local riverine communities, and is far beyond repair. He further stated that the livelihoods of once thriving communities who depended on their once clean environment for food, protein, and everything had gone forever. The environmental damage it had caused is irreplaceable. The two leaders have vowed to stand with the people of Western Province and demand that the state treats Octedi a special case because of the fact that it had failed miserably during the commencement of Octedi mine. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
Papua New Guinea is at the forefront of the 133rd Foreign Fisheries Committee officials meeting in Nauru, championing the East New Britain initiative. Led by the Managing Director of PNG's National Fisheries Authority, Justin Ilakini, the initiative focuses on maximizing economic benefits from tuna fisheries by enhancing processing facilities and establishing a development fund for Pacific nations. Launched in September 2023, the ANB initiative recently gained momentum with a grant equivalent to 1.8 million kina from PNG to facilitate its strategic plan. The initiative also seeks broader regional collaboration by integrating the Pacific into the global tuna value chain and enhancing data management strategies. The FFC 133 discussions aim to shape further strategic initiatives at the upcoming FFC ministerial meeting in Nauru, emphasizing a multi-sectoral approach to leverage regional tuna resources for economic growth. The Media Awards makes a comeback in 2025. Today, the Media Council of Papua New Guinea launched the 2025 Media Awards after a 15-year hiatus. The initiative is the Council's program to raise industry standards.
The 2025 Media Awards, a program run by the Media Council of Papua New Guinea, makes a return after more than a decade of being dormant. Council President Neville Choi launched the program at the APEC House today.
We have a large group of young journalists coming into the industry. Most of these journalists want to uphold the principles of journalism and honest reporting, transparency, accountability. And we feel that I think one way to give back is to open the awards now from Media Freedom, World Press Freedom Day this year, May 3rd, 2024, up until May 3rd next year. There are wide-ranging categories of awards. They include and cover bloggers and social media practitioners. We won't be, at this point, we're not covering marketing and public relations. That'll be included in the second round of awards after this one.
The idea behind the Media Awards has always been to raise industry standards. With the new challenges that technology and social media brings, the role of the media continues to evolve in order to meet the needs of its audience.
So with the help of ABCID through their Media Development Initiative project, we've been able to do that.
The Media Council has for the past year been working hard to improve standards by providing newsrooms, individual journalists and news content creators opportunities to build their capacities holistically as the fourth estate.
We've got investigative reporting that I've just completed an investigative reporting workshop. We've had an information session on human trafficking or trafficking in persons, and it's an area that we hear about, but we think it doesn't happen in our country. When it does, it's just that we're seeing this trafficking in persons, different lenses. So training is key, and it's ongoing at the moment. We had a security training with our partner Internews, and that was only the first one. There are still 3 trainings to go out in the region.
Nominations for the 2025 Media Awards are open. Categories include Journalist of the Year, Best Investigation, and Outstanding Young Journalist. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Police housing project launched and youths get second chance. We'll have those stories and more when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open net.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungim Yumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
Superstition ain't the way.
The Hunters out of the tackle, gets the whole foot away, Nemo's down the touchline, cuts back in, he's going to score! The Hunters go bang bang! Yeah, they go down the short side and find Komati, deft little kick back on the inside, Wobble's going to score!
Comes back to Fartilli, who steps straight, flick pass away, got support on the outside in Hawkins, scores! Oh, shut the gates, Hunters over.
Reunion about to crack. We got the whole crew back.
Really? A cabin in the woods? Time's up. There's a crazy person out here hunting us. You got Rosa Parks on your shirt, right? Would she be sitting down right now?
I mean, that's exactly what she did.
Made you look. Made you look. We need a plan.
We have to split up.
The Blackening premieres Saturday, May 18th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. Flying across the highlands of Papua New Guinea, a Royal Australian Air Force C-27J Spartan conducted airlift operations in support of the PNG Defence Force and PNG government. Part of the Defence Pacific Air Programme 2024, the aircraft from number 35 Squadron has supported PNG-DF troop movements, delivered essential supplies to remote areas, and strengthened this special partnership. DPAP is an Australian government program to increase presence and the sovereign aviation needs of the Southwest Pacific. C-27J pilot Flight Lieutenant Ben Howlett explained that using the C-27J Spartan, the ADF is able to access fields in both the coastal areas and highlands as well as the islands around PNG. He said the C-27J can access harsher fields and lends itself very well to airlift operations, including humanitarian and disaster relief. DPAP and 35 Squadron also assisted the PNG government deliver emergency relief supplies during the recent earthquake in the East Sepik region. The police housing project was launched yesterday in Port Moresby with the first of the priority sites identified. The project will provide hundreds of single and married quarters to support growing police numbers around the country. The project will start at the Gordon Police Barracks in Port Moresby and Kimininga Police Barracks in Mount Hagen. Australian government has invested 37 million Australian dollars, approximately 100 million kina, into the program under the PNG-Australia Bilateral Security Agreement.
The first phase of the police housing project began with a significant groundbreaking ceremony at Gordon Police Barracks in Port Moresby yesterday and Kiminga Police Barracks in Mount Hagen on Monday this week. Speaking after the groundbreaking ceremony, the Commissioner of Police, David Manning, said the new housing is an essential component in rebuilding the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary or RPNGC. He said the RPNGC is growing at a fast rate to reach over 10,000 personnel in the coming years, and police must have the support they need to do their jobs. Manning said the priority is to increase the available accommodation for graduating recruits and to move out of houses that has fallen into despair, which can then be refurbished. He said an effective police force requires taking care of the policemen and women in their daily lives, especially when it comes to having a safe and functional place to live. He said these new buildings have been designed according to the RPNGC's requirements. Manning said Phase 1 will construct new housing in NCD, East New Britain and Western Highlands, providing barracks for more than 260
Manning
male
said Phase
and
1
female
will
police
construct new
and
housing
duplex
in
married
NCD,
quarters for
East New Britain
120
and
people
Western
by
Highlands,
2025,
providing
barracks for more
the
than
RPNGC
260
police
male
housing
and
program
female.
We apologize for that. 50 young men and women were given a second chance to life following the successful completion of training in business studies and plant operations from the Competency-based Training Institute in Medan Province. Many of these students were school leavers who had been idle at home for years before they decided to enroll at CBTI.
50 pioneer students ceremoniously graduated from the Competency-based Training Institute yesterday with certificates in business studies and plant operations. During the graduation, school principal Natalie Muhu encouraged the graduates to be confident as they reach the next step of their life. She stressed to the values of the institution and encouraged them to face the future without fear.
Be the agent of change to your peer group, your youth, community, and Medan as a whole. Prove it to your family that you can do it. A second chance can do it.
CBTI was established in 2022 and enrolled school leavers from various grades, backgrounds, and characters. This institute runs 6-month courses in which students undergo rigorous theory and practical training before they are certified. Christine Soga, a grade 10 school leaver from Tuspap Secondary School, is now a business studies graduate, and on behalf of the graduating students, thanked the staff and management of CBTI in pulling through despite so many challenges faced over the years.
We want to salute every of our teachers from different courses and our strong principal in our school who faithfully sacrificed a time in purpose to give us this opportunity to the next level of our learning.
Christine has been at home for more than 5 years before taking up studies at CBTI and graduated after having 2 children. She's excited about what lies ahead as she has been accepted into the Sumara Institute of Leadership and Governance to pursue her studies under business management. Joseph Manu is another grade 7 school leaver who now holds a certificate in excavator operations. He was overwhelmed with emotions about this achievement. Principal Muhu congratulated the graduates and asked them to reflect on their school motto as they journey on in life.
We include the excluded. We send nobody to somebody. And we give the best to the least. We make sure you are competent now, sitting today with your papers on hand. As we have witnessed your defying fruitful journey come to an end this day, another door awaits you with lots of opportunities, changes, challenges, and pursuits.
According to Ms. Muhu, all the business studies students have been accepted into the Madang Technical College, 2 into Divine Word University, 1 at Silag, and other students from plant operations have been attached to Works Department. Jasmine Rojak, TV1 News.
In response to the devastating volcanic eruption in November 2023, the West New Britain provincial government has teamed up with Hagi Oil Palms to rehabilitate impacted oil palm plantations in the region. A memorandum of understanding was signed by both parties in Biala yesterday.
Under the terms of the partnership, Governor Sasendran Mutavell of West New Britain allocated 2 million kina as grant to Hagi Oil Palms. This funding is earmarked specifically for smallholder blocks and estates that are locally owned, aiding in the revitalization of their oil palm trees. General Manager of Hagi Oil Palms, Craig Gibson, emphasized the company's readiness to swiftly address the eruption's aftermath.
Obviously, our region or our area has been devastated once again by the volcanic eruption of November 20, 2023. Okay, this has only been 4 years after the previous devastating eruption, which really did a lot of damage, to particular, as our big project manager mentioned, particularly to the smallholder growers and communities in Merrimera. Okay, Hagi Oil Palm has the capacity and willingness and experience, I suppose, after the last eruption to be in there and be very swift in our actions to try and rehabilitate those plantations to be able to minimise the impact of the devastation of the ash fall from the volcano. At the same time, we've also seen that smallholders doesn't always have the resources available to be able to do that. Quickly act, the less damage, the less long-term impact on production, and of course cash available to smallholders is available. So
the grant is intended directly for the smallholder growers, and Hagi Oil Palms will oversee the administration of these funds to ensure they reach the people and are properly utilized by the intended beneficiaries. Governor Mutavell highlighted that the grant is not for disaster relief, but is an intentional intervention to support the agricultural infrastructure in the Merrimera community affected by the eruption. He emphasized the importance of prudent financial management to ensure the sustainability of the recovery efforts.
And also I want to appeal to the money, this is not a disaster money. This money is purely an intervention from the West New Britain provincial government in terms of supporting the oil palms in the affected community in Merrimera. We have every confidence that you will put this money. My only regret is I couldn't give you more, so that you could actually expand, some of those smallholder road infrastructure and, expand this belt, not just our people in Merrimera, but also the entire, East Nakana, so that wherever the smallholders are there, and we are ready to partner with you, can actually bring those information to us, and we will work hard to source funding or find a way, whatever fund.
Project Manager for the Oil Palm Industries Corporation for the Biala project, Patrick Bongore, representing 10,600 small growers, expressed his satisfaction that the affected small block owners will receive the necessary assistance. This partnership marks a significant step forward in the recovery efforts following the recent volcano eruption, focusing on economic stability and the well-being of local smallholders. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
While 85% of Papua New Guinea is unbanked, Women's Microbank or Mama Bank is expanding financial services to the rural areas, announcing the opening of their new branch in Kera, Gulf Province. The recent opening will now have more women, their families and entrepreneurs in Kera access banking services designed to empower dreams and build brighter futures, promoting economic growth and improve livelihoods.
Mama Bank has 5 branches and 14 Mama Bank access points since receiving its banking business license in 2014. The opening of the Kera branch is another milestone achievement for the organization. The opening of the Kera branch was witnessed by Prime Minister James Marape, different members of parliament, and the governor of the central bank, Elizabeth Genia, among others. Member for Kera, Thomas Oppa, shared that the arrangement with Mama Bank to branch out in Kera was done to financially include Gulf women.
this is not a new concept. It's been something that we've been working on in the last 2 years. Finally, we've come to the stage where we are now ready to officially open the bank. And Mibla talk thank you, Prime Minister, come officiate today, this day. Now Mibla, this bank, Mibla put him inside banish inside you probably look him up. God Provincial Assembly place also Sirana. I'll get executives blaming government blaming Sirana meet on the side last corner. Mibla put him this little branch come. Mibla talk thank you, Kera even local level government Allah Mibla building this facility. It costs close to about 400,000 to build this bank in Chamba Blow. Mibla but paying 12 months rent go Kerama even LG. Now Mibla tablo this Mibla put him 2 million kina. Kerama District Development Authority put him 2 million kina was seed capital. He go inside this Mama Bank. This Mama Bank, this seed capital and come up revolving facility.
CEO for Mama Bank Gunanidi Das explained that this expansion represents the bank's continued commitment to serving communities and promoting financial inclusion across Papua New Guinea.
We are the fourth microbank in the country serving to the people of PNG, and importantly, the culture of real microfinance comes from the microbank. And that's where microbank and Mama Bank is actually joining hands together to deliver the microfinance, the real microfinance in the country.
The initiative is aimed at assisting women in the district to have access to banking services and SME loans. The launch of the Mama Bank branch coincided with the Kera District SME launch. Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
The University of Technology is focusing on building infrastructure and its curriculum to international standards. Vice-Chancellor of the University of Technology, Dr. Ora Renagi, confirmed that the reason for this is due to the university's focus on making sure technology advancement is translated to impact the lives of the people.
Unitech co-hosted the inaugural PNG Domain Name System Forum, which ended today in Port Moresby. Vice-Chancellor of the University of Technology, Dr. Ora Renagi, in his presentation at the workshop yesterday, shared that the university continues to make learning easier for staff and students by providing effortless access to internet and information.
Unitech has made a lot of advance in accrediting our engineering programs to Australian standards. So we have been undertaking strategy, and quality of our degrees is one of our main focuses.
Unitech began the accreditation process 5 years ago. In September this year, Engineers Australia will visit and assess the progress and decide whether or not to give Unitech full accreditation.
We are on course, and I look forward to full accreditation. But our engineering degrees will be Australian standards, and that gives us the opportunity to enter into the Asian market and build up our capacity in entrepreneurship like the Australians are doing. But then it in itself is also impressing upon the other departments to benchmark their courses to international standards as well. And the drive is on. If you come to Unitech and you walk through the gates, you can feel it. This university is on for some quality graduates.
The university is prepared to build a curricula within the university to provide training, build capacity within the industry, manage ICT, and build innovative systems that will streamline the processes, among others.
So I'm very prepared to continue to build up the curriculum within our university. I'm also prepared to invest in the university infrastructure to support training, to support learning, and even allow my researchers to conduct research related to industry, working with industry and solving their problems.
Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The Kina closed 2 points lower at $0.2615 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2540 US, $0.3808 Australian dollars, $0.2280 euro, and 39.19 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except palm oil and crude oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Need a wagon to carry stuff? Well, you're in luck. Win a fully stocked Flame wagon this holidays. Flame is giving away 345 Flame wagons stocked up with food for you and the family. How do you enter? Here's how. Simply buy Flame flour, Flame sugar, Flame oil, or Flame rice. But 3 out of the 4 Flame products and enter your name on the back of your receipt to win. Check participating stores in main centers. Terms and conditions apply. Make it more one-time Flame.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Haren Cook, young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigolo, scale rice, low scale price. Seni sigolo, scale rice, low scale price.
But you like him?
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose Self-Care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust Self-Care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
You're so cool.
Let's go blow this guy.
Blow this guy away.
Whatever. I'm the one they should be scared of.
Thanks for staying with us. Today marked another significant milestone for Papua New Guinea's air transport sector as the national government, the Asian Development Bank, and key partners launched the official start of the Guinea Airport Upgrade Project. The groundbreaking today also coincided with the official launching of Phase 2 of the Civil Aviation Development Investment Project, or CADIP-2. An initiative of the government of PNG supported by ADB and implemented by the National Airports Corporation.
Prime Minister James Marape and his delegation arrived to a rousing welcome at Gurney Airport today. The occasion, the official launching of Phase 2 of the Civil Aviation Development Investment Project, or CADIP-2, an initiative of the government of Papua New Guinea. Supported by the Asian Development Bank and implemented by the National Airports Corporation and the Gurney Airport Upgrade Project. The latter is the first under KADIP Phase 2 and was awarded on the 15th of December 2023 to the contractor, China Railway Construction Engineering Group, at a value of 76.84 million kina.
Today's event marks a significant phase of the KADIP program for NAC. NAC is the custodian of 22 airports around the country. Our role and responsibility is to make sure that we are the implementing agency for all the airports around the country. We are focused on making sure that our airports are safe and the facilities are what is expected and that we meet all the regulatory requirements.
Our support is extended through the Civil Aviation Development Investment Program, otherwise known as KADIP 2. Gurney Airport is the first of 5 airports to be improved under KADIP 2.
KADIP 2 aligns with the national government's medium-term development plan for.
I stand here and I cannot help but to commend the Marape Rosa government for its continued investment in the air transport sector through Phase 2 of the KADIP project funding.
Our people deserve modern infrastructures. Alata was part of the first beneficiary, Alata Gurney Airport, the earlier KADIP 1, but we are now upgrading it to a bigger, better, so that this place could fully have facility, not just for domestic services, but our target for PNG tourism industry.
The event also marked a significant day for NAC and the Milne Bay provincial government, who have signed a memorandum of agreement for the implementation of the Gurney Airport Upgrade Project. The MOA gives a clear direction on the specific roles and responsibilities of both parties during the duration of the project. Meanwhile, a separate tripartite memorandum of understanding was also signed today between the NAC, the Milne Bay provincial government, and the PNC Fire Service. The MOU outlines the roles and responsibilities of respective institutions in addressing security and compliance at Gurney Airport. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
In news overseas, Air Vanuatu has entered voluntary liquidation and authorities are unable to say when flights will resume, leaving Australian travellers and Vanuatu people stranded across 2 countries. Ernst & Young confirmed it took control of the airline after the Vanuatu government appointed it as voluntary liquidator of the company. Air Vanuatu said on Thursday afternoon all international flights until Sunday were cancelled and flights after that day were under review. Ernst & Young said it would conduct safety and maintenance checks before resuming normal operations. Vanuatu's Finance Minister John Salong, whose role makes him a shareholder of Air Vanuatu, said no one knows when the airline will resume its services. Morgan Kelly, an Ernst & Young partner in turnaround and restructuring services, said the liquidators were working as quickly as possible so that passengers could get home. The government has released its future gas strategy, saying more gas will be needed as Australia works towards achieving net zero carbon emissions.
Australia is seeking to transition to net zero emissions by 2050, and as you mentioned, the government has released its strategy painting a picture of what role gas will play in that transition. It has been deemed controversial by many. It shows that gas will remain an important source of energy through to 2050 and beyond. We did hear from Resources Minister Madeline King a little earlier. She says that new sources of gas supply are needed to meet demand during that transition. She says that means continued exploration, investment and development into that sector. She says she also wants gas to be affordable, but reliable supply and investment is needed. We also heard from the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese a little earlier today. Here's some of what he had to say about the strategy.
What we seek to do is to provide a Commonwealth framework going forward. That's what we've done with our future gas strategy. And I think it's a very positive announcement that we've made today. It makes it clear that our future gas strategy is consistent with with achieving net zero by 2050, and indeed it's a necessary component of achieving net zero by 2050 as well.
So tell us, Chantal, what's been the reaction?
Well, Lorna, for the government, announcing that they're going to be extracting or using more gas was always going to put them at odds with climate experts and many others. We have heard from the Greens, the crossbench, environment groups and energy economists who aren't happy with this new strategy. Many in the climate space are saying that the top priority should be to use less gas by moving to cheaper energy sources. We did hear from the head of advocacy for the Climate Council, Dr. Jennifer Rayner, a little earlier. Here's some of what she had to say.
The Albanese government really has a choice here. It can back clean industries, clean energy and a future made in Australia that sees us take our place in a net zero global economy, or it can back new gas, but it can't do both.
We also know that this strategy has caused some unrest within Labor. We have seen a statement posted to X by Labor MP Josh Burns a little earlier. He said we need to continue to move towards low emission technology, not prolong fossil fuels. He says that in his opinion, not a cent of public money should be spent on new gas or resources projects that don't help Australia transition to low emissions economy.
Australia will spend more than $110 million in a development package for Tuvalu as the two nations agree a landmark treaty will not hinder the Pacific Island nation's ability to enter into deals with other countries. In a show of Canberra's commitment to the climate-impacted island, Penny Wong and opposition counterpart Simon Birmingham travelled to Funakoti on a bipartisan visit to discuss security and climate change. Speaking at a state dinner on Wednesday night, Senator Wong said Australia would spend $50 million to help Tuvalu secure its first undersea telecommunications cable. A further $19 million would help extend the Tuvalu Coastal Adaptation Project, with another $10 million in direct budget support. Senator Wong said Australia was listening, consulting, responding, and wanted to be a good neighbour to Tuvalu. Have you ever had a henna tattoo? They're hugely popular in India, where the plant-based dye is used to create beautiful and intricate designs on the skin that last only a couple of weeks. Here in Australia, it is still unfamiliar to some people, something Helena Khan, who now lived in Devonport, Tasmania, is working hard to change.
Never imagined that I would be having my own henna business. It was just out of love and passion. That's how henna was for me. The Tasmanian people, their response towards me doing henna tattoos for them is so welcoming. So I want to make it popular in Tasmania. I really want to do that. Everyone does henna back in India. Everyone. There's no wedding which goes on without having the bride glammed up completely with henna. If there's a festival, the first thing that the girls get done is their henna. That's very important back in India. I have been in Tasmania for a year now. The first market that I did, I was very nervous and very scared. I didn't know how people would react to henna body art. But I started at 4 and I didn't look up until it was 8:30. The response was so huge and I loved it. There are people who come to my table and they ask me, what is this stuff? So it's always very interesting for me to let new people know about what henna is. It's what I enjoy the most doing. So I really think that people who enjoy getting henna done will also like to learn it. If you just have that passion to do henna with so much of love in what you're creating, then that's enough to be a henna artist. I just love doing henna.
And that ends the news segment. Over to you, Rex.
Thanks, Maricela. Later in sports, Gurias lock horns with Wigman and Bundy ready for the battle.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henna, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
The PNG LNG project has a positive and long-lasting impact on the whole country. Revenue is delivered through 5 streams. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Paying for your PNG air ticket with CellMoney is now possible. Visit the website www.pngair.com.pg to make a booking and select CellMoney as the payment option. You will receive a confirmation email including CellMoney reference number and the amount to pay within 24 hours. Once done, dial *888#, select option 4 Bill Pay, select PNG Air, enter the CellMoney reference number. You will receive a pop-up message asking you to confirm that all your information provided is correct. Enter the CellMoney PIN to confirm the payment. You will receive an email for PNG Air with your ticket details. Call 888 for assistance. CellMoney, a product of Digicel.
Defense coming across there.
No, they're in and away. Ho-ho! That's class. They're in and away.
Kick inside the 50. Almost a mark to Stanley. A row for Stengel. Put down your glasses. Flips it out. Has some support. Snap from Bowes. Bent goalwards.
The sweep direction, has to tidy it up, and now Houston can go long and deep. Once again, it's a 2-on-1. Dixon over the top to respond for the opening 3 to Adelaide. Port get one back.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from. Quality is key. The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. Streaming now on Outdoor.
I need you. We're gonna destroy their whole nuclear program.
The CIA is targeting Iranian nuclear facilities.
It covers blood.
Stretch and point. An old CIA base in Kera province. The distance is not the main issue. It's what's in between.
Tell me what's truly going on. This is my life in your hands. No one is coming to rescue us.
Kandahar premieres Saturday, May 11th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. A fiery battle is looming this weekend when the East New Britain Agmac Gurias face off with their 2022 Grand Final force Croton Hella Wigmen in Round 5 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup at the Santos National Football Stadium. This prime-time match kicks off at 3 p.m. Sunday. Interestingly, both teams currently share 5 points apiece on the points table, with Wigmen having slight edge on Percentage, sitting in 4th place, and Gurias in 5th at the end of round 4.
6 blockbuster fixtures happening across the weekend, headlined by the 2023 Digital ExxonMobil Cup Grand Final rematch between the EPG Angamiokes and the Bintango Goroka Lahanis at Ipos Oval in Wabeg on Sunday. The Grand Final rivalry continues at the Santos National Football Stadium. This time, it's the battle of the 2022 Grand Finalists East New Britain Agmac Gurias and the Croton Hella Wigmen. Both teams are starting to show some early form, but probably lacking some consistency. Wigmen, missing some of their stars last week, probably got away with 1 point after coming from behind to force a 16-all draw against Premiers Miox. Without their captain and playmaker Solomon Pokare and William Mone, who are out injured, Wigmen still have enough experience and striking power in their robust forward pack to match what the Gurias will bring to the table this Sunday. Tony Wemin and new halves partner Benton Leme showed glimpses of brilliance against Miox last week, going with confidence will to step up again to challenge from Gurias this Sunday. Enforcer Manu Kame and man at work Atua Joshua Nogoya will lead Wigman's young solid forward pack, Murray Connors and Jacob Lott, to put pressure on the Gurias defense. Wigman winger and makeshift center Siki Condon played a blinder last week, scoring an all-important try to tie the game against Miox. His combination with Junior Igila could cause problems for Gurias' edge. Gurias welcome back their general and former captain Ase Boas with a gritty win over Tigers in late last week. They would dearly love to keep the winning form and build some consistency moving forward. Gurias' hard-working forward pack will be led by Stephen Bruno, Daniel Pai, Simon Johnson, Jeremy Tambai and John Raggi Jr., who's made a successful tradition from center to lock. Gurias' ace center three-quarter Emil Benjamin is back from injury, and veteran Boss back in the fray is a real welcome addition to the pacey backline if last week's win over Tigers is anything to go by. Center partner William Tirang, wingers Dominic Anis Jr. and Chris Benjamin, and fullback Junius Guan complete a dangerous Gurias backline. Both teams are equally strong across the park with the outcome to swing either way. In Leh, Tigers are looking to bounce back with a win against Eagles to avenge last week's loss. Saturday matches see Asila Wagitumbe host PRK Galfiso in Minj, and the West New Britain Provincial Government Kimbe Cutters are looking to notch up their fourth win of the season when they host Vipers at the Peter Humphreys Oval in Kimbe. Kera Jr., TV1 Sports.
The PNG Hunters are poised for another crucial match tomorrow on home turf when they take on the Northern Pride in round 9 of the QRL Host Plus Cup competition at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. The Hunters prop Koso Bandi will run off the bends in the match and is already anticipating a tough encounter against the visiting Pride. The Northern Pride is currently sitting atop the QRL Host Plus Cup competition points ladder with an impressive 5 wins, 2 losses and a draw, and looks to snatch another win to their name when they take on the Hunters on Saturday. While they are the team to beat, the barnstorming PNG Hunters prop forward Koso Bandi is confident the Hunters are ready for the contest. He said their massive 52-16 win over Townsville Blackhawks last weekend is enough motivation for them to beg another win at home.
Last week on the good win, bring team coming up, team spirit coming up, so la for this week, only mistake now figure out some la for the weekend game.
Bandi admits he still has a lot to improve to match up the Pride's forward pack. One thing he wants to do in this match is to hit and stick in defense and apply pressure on the opposition.
Need lo defense lo hit and stick lo line speed na putting pressure lo exit pressure.
The Hunters interchange prop forward said with his coach Paul Aiton emphasizing on the team's defense, particularly up middle third. The team will be working on their defense in the remaining days leading up to the game day.
Especially go namel strong to match namel defense to la so la won. This day tomorrow go nam la pogasto game no weekend.
The former Rabaul Gurias prop expressed a little bit of satisfaction with the progress of the forwards department up the middle third. He said they were able to communicate well in the middle and it worked for them, something they had not done in the previous 8 matches.
Especially namel defense and la we game kamos en to top la dim but namel last weekend me la to lilo me la namel tani to kano namel nam pitbeg lo laps na bod namel mi stress lo game.
Alongside Jamie Mavoko, Wallen Tauloi and Alex Max last weekend, he is confident the Hunters will have a good one this Saturday. That's all we have in sports. Marisila.
Thanks, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby and Alotau partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, Kavieng and Buka, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Kagen, partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorm. Ocean forecast, Coral Sea, seas fresh to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Coastal waters forecast, waters of Finchafen through Whittier Strait to CSC Long Islands, seas 2 to 3 meters, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1 to 1.5 meters. That ends this edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant weekend. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.